My brother stole my entire inheritance and smiled in my face while doing it. What he didn't know was that I had already seen it coming, and I had already started planning something that had nothing to do with money. People think betrayal is loud, messy, obvious. It's not. Sometimes it's quiet, polite, almost professional. That's exactly how Marcus did it. My older brother, charming, confident, the kind of guy people trust instantly. I trusted him too. That was my mistake. Our parents died 6 months apart. First my mom, then my dad, like he just couldn't live in a world without her. They left behind a house in Seattle, a solid business, and enough investments to keep things comfortable. Nothing massive, but stable. And that business was mine in everything but name. I was the one staying up late fixing payroll issues, handling clients, keeping everything from falling apart. Marcus showed up when it looked good. I showed up when it mattered. The will was supposed to be simple, 50-50. That's what they always told us. Take care of each other. The reading happened in a quiet office downtown. Just me, Marcus, and the lawyer. Marcus leaned back in his chair like he was at a coffee shop, relaxed, smiling. That's when I knew something was off. Then the lawyer started talking. Majority control, primary beneficiary, executive authority. One by one, none of those words included me. By the end of it, Marcus owned 70%. The house, the business, everything. I got 30 and a polite explanation that my dad had updated the will recently. I didn't argue, I didn't cry, I didn't give him anything. Marcus looked at me like he was waiting for a reaction. He didn't get one. Outside, he put on his sunglasses like it was just another day. He told me I was still set for life if I played it smart. I almost laughed. That's what people say when they've already taken everything. But this didn't start at the will. I had already noticed things before my dad passed. Late-night calls, files being moved, access changing. I ignored it at the time because I didn't want to believe it, but I remembered everything. And quietly, I started preparing. For the next few weeks, I played my role perfectly. The supportive sister, the quiet partner. I followed his lead and let him feel in control. Then he started making mistakes. New hires, risky decisions, flashy changes that looked good but didn't hold up. Clients noticed, and when things started going wrong, they didn't call Marcus, they called me. I reassured them, helped them, and kept track of everything. Every missed deadline, every broken promise, every bad decision. I didn't react. I built leverage. At night, I made my move. I reached out to our strongest clients privately, not as the company, but as myself. Quiet conversations, simple offers, no pressure. Just one idea. What if things were done right? Marcus was so focused on owning everything that he didn't read what came with it. Contracts, liabilities, financial obligations, all tied to majority control. 70% ownership meant 70% responsibility. I made sure of that before I stepped back. Clean on my side, heavy on his. 3 months later, everything started to crack. Revenue dropped, employees quit, clients got nervous. That's when Marcus called me into his office. For the first time, he looked stressed. He asked me to handle some client issues. I agreed because this was exactly where I needed him. Desperate, distracted, and completely blind. Then came the meeting, the one he thought would fix everything. He called it an emergency strategy session. Big clients, big promises. Same room, same setup, but this time it was different. I showed up early, calm and ready. One by one, the clients walked in, people I had worked with for years. They greeted Marcus politely, but when they looked at me, there was something else. They already knew. Marcus started talking. Big plans, empty confidence. He said they were pivoting. I almost felt bad for him, because the night before I had already contacted everyone in that room. Halfway through the meeting, one of the clients asked about missed deadlines. Marcus froze for a second. Then more questions came. Contracts, delays, problems. Just like that, he lost control. He looked at me, expecting me to step in like I always had. I didn't. He asked me to explain. I told him those decisions were his responsibility now. The room went quiet. Then one of the clients mentioned that I had reached out to him the night before. Marcus turned to me, confused. I stood up and told him the truth. I had started my own firm. He didn't believe it at first. Then he realized I wasn't joking. I looked at everyone in the room and told them I wasn't taking anything. They were free to choose. And they did. One by one, they stood up and walked out. No drama, no shouting, just decisions. Marcus looked like everything had collapsed around him. He said he couldn't do that. I told him it was his company, 70%, remember? Then I told him to review the financial side of that deal. That's when it hit him. Ownership comes with a cost. A week later, my company was running, smaller, sharper, better. Clients transitioned smoothly. Everything worked. Marcus was dealing with lawsuits, debt, and a reputation that was falling apart. He called me once. I didn't answer. A few days later, he showed up at my office. No confidence, no smile. He said we needed to talk. I looked at him and told him we already had. He just wasn't listening. Then I walked away. Not angry, not bitter. Just done. Marcus thought he took my inheritance, but all he really did was show me who he really was. And in doing that, he gave me something better: control, freedom, peace.